So what are we looking at today? Okay, here we go. What we've got is a BioWazg red laser adjustable bore sight. It's made in China. It was a relatively cheap purchase off of Amazon. I believe it was about £15. It does have a green laser alternative, which I have been told would have been a better option than the red laser, due to the fact I think that the green laser is more functional in daylight while adjusting. I don't know if that's true. This is, after all, a no clue review, and as much as a review, it should be a learning process, so feel free to educate me in the comments. Right, let's have a look on the inside and see what we've got. Instruction manual, which is great. Very good. We shall have a look at that at some point. And then inside the package we have our bore fittings, the unit itself, obviously with a laser at one end, a narrowing which will fit into the barrel, and a tube, and obviously the units will fit onto the back. Okay, pretty much like that. Okay, so they'll go on like that. Obviously that will sit inside the barrel, that will guide through, and then it will seat into the end of the barrel there to give yourself, you know, a true line. Apparently this comes with a full range that will cover you from a 22 caliber, 177 I should say, 177 to a 12 gauge, which is great. So I can use this to sight in my rifles and my shotguns if I have a red dot on them. So okay. Comes with apparently a rechargeable battery, which I kind of like the sound of. I'll see about recharging that at some point. It does state that the battery fully charged will last 12 hours running continuously. Comes with a Phillips screwdriver. It's only a cheap little one. And an Allen key. I believe the Allen key is actually to adjust the bore sight itself, but I wouldn't suggest you do that, as it's probably already sighted and set. If you start mucking about with it, you'll probably just ruin it. Okay, let's have a look and see the battery. It feels it's metallic and it feels quite nice in the hand for something that only costs like £14–15. I'm quite impressed, really. Let's take the cap off. Oh, okay. It's got a spring which obviously sits in there. And let's see. I would imagine it's just a twist to compress the actual unit to actually turn the sight on. Okay. Maybe that wasn't the right way around. Must be. Must be. Maybe it's just an awkward seating. Oh. That's bizarre. Right, I've had a look at it to try and figure out what it was, and apparently this was caught on the spring, which was doing some sort of shorting out the unit. So you've got a wider end and a thinner end. The thinner end slides over and should be mounted centrally, and then as you tighten it up, it should make a proper connection, and it does. Well done. There you go. There you go. So that's nice. Quite a powerful beam. I would imagine that works great. And then obviously you release the tension to take the spring off of the battery, and it goes out. It does feel very nice. I'm glad I sorted that out. I did have a bit of a panic, I've got to say. You know, well, you paid £14–15. You got what you paid for, but all in all, it seems to be functioning quite well. Okay. I think we'll have to put that in a rifle of some sort, and we'll go from there. Okay, let's see how this thing comes together. So if we were going to use this as an example, I've got my M&P 1522 here as a prop to show you how this comes together. So there we have our unit that we saw before, and the piece that screws into the end. So they go together there. As you can see there, you see that? Got a slight split in it. So as that runs into this and tightens, that will widen as that tapered edge slides into it, which gives you a snug fit down the barrel, so that guides through, and then the tapered end here will fit into the barrel, which will straighten the unit as it goes in. So that's quite snug. Then there you go. Then if we turn it on, we've got it there, so it's on, and then you would use that, aim it at a target, and then you could bore sight it from there. I don't really have the equipment to get a proper sight picture, but let me see what I can do. All right, that was a complete disaster. So we'll come up with a better idea just to sort of give you a representation. So when you're doing this, you're going to set yourself up a target. I tend to have a bit of drywall, which I'll use, and I've got a mark on it. So if you imagine this as a target, so there will be your target. So that's your point that you're going to aim for. You've got the bore sight in, and you'll get that. It'll be like that. Now what you're going to do is you're going to move it to the center of the target. Now you want to keep your gun locked in position when you're doing this. Yeah, so that's your bore sight from there. So we'll now represent that with the red dot in the middle there, although it looks black, so we'll just say the red dot. So that's your red dot. Now what you will do then is you switch on whatever sight you're using. So whether it be a scope or a red dot sight, and then you'll have another point where it will be like that. So then without moving the gun, you will use your windage and elevation turrets to bring this slowly into place until you get that as close as possible. And that's it. Basically your bore sight is, you know, finished using. Now that's not going to get you, you know, completely accurate, but it's going to get you as close as possible. And then when you can actually get to a range, you can actually fine tune it from that point. But, you know, if you don't have a range to hand and you want to sort of cut short the fine tuning, it's a good way of doing it. my experience has been, it's been pretty close. But that's pretty much it. I hope you guys liked it. Oh, I got to say, like and subscribe, please. Come back, give me some support. I could use all the help I can get. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you again soon. Cheers.